Books are the memory which does not die, inscribed in 5 languages over the gate of Hush House. Go quietly, Book of Hours is not a punishing game unless you want it to be. So hello everyone, I'm System Chalk, and I'm sure a lot of you are already familiar with the Cultist Simulator stuff that I've done, but we are now in the age of the Book of Hours. Weather Factory very kindly gave me a key for broadcasters. At the time of this recording, the game is about a week out. It's already gotten some bug fixes, which is good for me. But the game is basically as close as it's going to be on release, and I would very much like to continue doing Cultist Simulator for the channel. But, you know, the fact of the matter is I'm really excited for this game, and I'm looking forward to sharing it with all of you. Now, I also find myself in a little bit of a tricky situation because I am enjoying the game on stream quite a bit, and I've not gone all the way through. I certainly know a thing or two about Book of Hours. I know more than somebody who's just going in cold, but I haven't completed the game yet. And so for this video, I wanted to sort of give an introduction in terms of what my plan is for this particular series, and what the overall kind of deal is in terms of the channel for these videos. I'm not going to do this for every Book of Hours stream, but I don't get the chance to do character creation like it in Cultist Simulator, so I wanted to try and give some sort of an introduction. One of the nicest features, and I actually let Weather Factory know this about Book of Hours, is the fact that you can have multiple saves. And it turns out this wasn't something that they really considered, but of course, once you point it out, it makes sense. So one of the challenges that I run into with Cultist Simulator and Twitch is that if I want to do a Twitch stream of Cultist Simulator, there is one continuous save. And so there are ways around that. If you kind of want some persistence for the game, you know, you can always like copy the JSON files or manipulate them or whatever. But that's not really, like, it's a lot of work, and it's not really consistent with the way that you should play the game, right? There's a reason why that game has one persistent save, and it adds, you know, it's one of the things that keeps the, you know, the runs when I'm close to a fascination or a dread ending, or even, you know, getting captured by the Suppression Bureau. Like, that still adds some tension to the game, you know, 5 years after it's been released. But Book of Hours has a very different tone, a very different style, and one of the nice things that the save function provides to me is the option to do a stream of Book of Hours, as well as to do an ongoing YouTube series. And of course, it's been a while since I closed off the, you know, the last, the librarian run that we did for Cultist Simulator. So essentially, this is the introduction to a new series that I'm going to do for Book of Hours, and I don't feel that I'm going to need to do make this distinction for every series that I do. But over the next little while, there's going to be 2 types of Book of Hours videos that I do. And one of them is going to be uploads from my Twitch channel, and for those, you know, I'm going to be talking back and forth with people. Usually those conversations will result in, you know, longer digressions than you might get if I'm just on my own. And of course, if it's a particularly good night, or if it's one where I get really invested in the game, they can go really long. You know, there's enough incidents of both Cultist Simulator and Book of Hours on this channel which go 7 or 10 hours, you know, and of course I wind up paying for that the next morning. But it's a testament to how effective I think these games are. But I do also know that there's some people who just want, like, regular content like they enjoy on YouTube, and that is exactly what this series is supposed to be. So this is going to be a completely separate run from the one that I'm doing on Twitch. The Twitch one will probably be ahead of it'll probably be ahead of where I am in terms of this run here, but you know, essentially, in both cases, I'm learning new things about Book of Hours. I'm curious to see how I do with sort of the half-hour burst format for a game that I don't fully follow yet. But I'm looking forward to it, and I hope that you will enjoy the journey alongside with me. I don't want this to be too much longer, so I'm going to leave it here. But in the next episode, we will create our character. We'll go in. Basically, there's no assumptions that people have seen the other material in terms of Book of Hours, and we'll be able to enjoy the journey together shortly before the game goes live for everyone. So I hope to see you in the next one.